Hello there. You're listening to a podcast. And the cool thing about this podcast is it really has nothing to do with coffee. It's just one of the only things I had to film in slow motion in my apartment. And now I'm kind of just stalling until this scene. This is me drinking crappy coffee and then saying, "Help me out here." Okay, well, we've done 5 already, huh? Okay. Alright, I guess so. Hello, welcome to the Help Me Out Here podcast. I am your host. I am your low-budget Jimmy Kimmel. I'm actually not. I'm not even a Jimmy Fallon. I don't watch those guys because they're trying to overtake the YouTube space. Like, why do they have YouTube channels, you know? But I actually do like Jimmy Fallon. He's pretty cool. He's cute and innocent, and I like him. Welcome to this episode where I say a lot of things that I wish I could edit out. But I like to do unedited podcasts to keep things honest, keep things raw. Yeah. Today I wanted to kind of change up my set a little bit for the video side. So I'm going with like an Ozark style theme because I really have I've been watching that show and I just finished season 2. I freaking love that show. It's so good. And so I am kind of doing some dramatic lighting out here on my right, and you can kind of see it's just like kind of half my face is lit really, really subtly, and the shadows kind of fall off onto the left side of my face. And then I have like this giant soft panel here. It's 7 feet wide, so it's just super soft. And then I added some smart bulbs into my house, trying to be techie, I guess. So, Alexa, turn on Zach's lamp. Let's see if it works. Ooh, check that out. So yeah, I can change the colors of that, which is just so much fun. It's crazy. So yeah, I have this little app here, and I could just go boop, and it turns the lamp off, and then boop, turns it on, and you can change the colors and stuff. Dude, it's really cool. So I wanted to go for like an Ozark-y style. For you camera nerds out there, I've been researching Ozark, and the DP of that show said that they shoot the whole thing at 4,400 Kelvin. And if you don't know about filmmaking stuff, the typical Kelvin, like color temperature for natural daylight, is 5,600. That's like normal, makes skin look good, white sunlight basically. And so yeah, they shot it a little colder. So like the lower the value, the colder the image would look, and the warmer, or the higher, the warmer. So they shot at 4,400. So I'm shooting this at 4,400 Kelvin, and I thought it might be kind of a fun thing to do to, just have a little bit of a different theme, a little different color scheme. So it's probably gonna look dark and moody, which is kind of how I was feeling this morning, but I'm feeling pretty happy now. And I was just kind of like, earlier, I'm just kind of stressing about finances as usual, and just future stuff. What the heck? Something just fell over. It freaked me out. Give me 1 second. This is my backpack. That scared me. I thought it was a raccoon or something. Or a possum. This is Ozark. There's possums. But actually there was like a scene in Ozark that inspired me. It was from the old guy, Buddy, that character. He said he basically was just talking about like worry and anxiety, and just saying like that can wait for tomorrow. Today is worth celebrating. And I thought that was kind of cool, because that basically just means if you adopt that mindset, you don't have to worry. You don't have to be anxious. You can celebrate today. Just being alive, you know? And that's really beautiful, being thankful. which is what we talked about on last week's podcast. We talked about contentment and gratefulness, and it was a good episode. I liked it. And some of you sent me some comments, and I wanted to read some of those, and I also wanted to, I also wanted to see if we got any voice messages. Sorry, my brain is like all over the place, kind of exhausted because I've been traveling for like the last week. I was in Kansas City working with my friend Jaron Myers, who is a comedian, a very funny boy, large, beautiful man, and we had a good time. We had a really good time. Okay, so we have no new voice messages on Anchor. You turds didn't leave me any messages, but you know what? That's fine. We're still figuring things out here. But yeah, I've been working with Jaron for the past week. We shot like 7 videos in a span of 5 or 6 days. And it was really fun. We got a lot done. And yeah, working with him is always fun because we're both really spontaneous. So we don't plan super well. It's always like the day before we're like, okay, this is what we're doing. Let's figure it out while we do it. So we shot one skit that's gonna be really good, I think. And the like opening scene is in a museum in Kansas City. And Jaron had hit them up prior and asked if we could film there, and they said, yeah, of course, for $2,500 you can film here. And we were like, we're doing it for free. So we just showed up. I had my camera stripped down to like the smallest form factor I could get it in, and we just showed up and we found this kind of like remote area upstairs. This like, it looks like a really fancy like white ceramic style walls and stuff. And we shot our scene there and we left. So that was really cool. Sorry, Kansas City Museum. But also not sorry. So that's kind of fun. We shot some skits. We did a new music video. And if you didn't know, the last music video Jaron and I did, he wrote this song called the Chick-fil-A Rap. It is my pleasure to serve you. And we shot a music video for that in a Chick-fil-A in Kansas City, and it ended up going mega viral. Jaron told me that over the span of every account that posted it, because accounts take your stuff and post it, and the accumulated views from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube is like 50 million, which is absurd. And I'm sure like some of those are repeats and stuff, but that was crazy. It was just really cool when we posted that and it was starting to explode. Like people were sending it to me and be like, have you seen this? I'm like, yeah, I made it. They're like, what? So that was cool. And then tons of friends were just like, dude, this is so cool. Love this video, all that stuff. So yeah, we shot a new music video this past week and we have some very interesting locations. We did some stuff in a nursing home and it was so cute working with the older people there. And there's this one lady who's just down to do anything, like very like awesome personality, very outgoing. And so she did some acting in a couple of our scenes and she killed it. So that was really fun. And what else did we do? I really wanted to get Jaron on a podcast and we tried, but we just had no extra time because in between shooting, I was at his house editing. So we shot like 7 videos and I have already edited 3 or 4 of them just being at his house. So didn't have extra time to get him on the podcast. But some of you have told me that you actually like the podcast just being me, which is cool. I like doing it by myself. It's fun because I can kind of just like ramble. And it's funny that some of you actually enjoy that. So I appreciate your support a lot. I think it'd be cool down the line to maybe get to the point where I do 1 episode per week by myself and then another episode every week with me and a guest, maybe like an interview style. That would be ideal, but we'll see where it goes. So far, the goal is to do 1 episode per week for this entire year of 2019. That's the goal. We're sticking to it. It's going to be hard when I'm on tour. I've been thinking about that. Like, how am I going to shoot a podcast when I'm on tour in a venue? So I'm probably going to end up doing some podcasts in green rooms of venues. Honestly, I'll probably end up doing quite a few in the van. which will be super interesting. But I have like a small camera and a small light that I can bring, and like no matter what, we're gonna make it happen, even if the episode is a little shorter when I'm on tour. But hopefully not. Hopefully I can interview some interesting people on tour. I think that'd be fun. We shall see where things go. And then I told you guys last week I have maybe an opportunity, like a job opportunity with a company here in Nashville doing their video content. That's been a big like stressor on my mind because I've been trying to decide what to ask of them. And because at first I was like, okay, maybe I'll just pitch them like a full-time pitch. Like, I work for you full-time for this amount. And then I was like, if I do that, there's like no way I can tour because I'll be their like content manager. And then that might take away from my personal YouTube channel, which is my favorite thing I do. Like this podcast and my vlogs, everything that goes on my YouTube channel is like my passion work. And it's what I want to do professionally. Like I want to survive on that at some point. So I think I'm going to meet with the company in a couple days and just basically say something along the lines of like, I want to do more of like a per project basis so I can still keep my YouTube channel and my freelance and my music. Because there's also clients that I have like Jaren and some bands that I work with that I don't want to stop working with them just because I've built that relationship and we understand each other's art. Like the Fourth Teller guys who are here and the Hold Close guys. I love working with bands like that. And Wolfskin, they're another band that they trust me with their content. I trust them because they're talented. And it's just a fun working relationship that's also a friendship. And I don't want to cut those ties, you know? So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know next week how the meeting went and everything. But yeah, I think the idea of security was really the thing that kind of sucked me in. And I feel like I kind of spoke too fast to them. Because it was like, man, this could be like the same income every month for who knows how long. And I think that kind of like persuaded me. Oh, great. My neighbor's showering. Thanks. You probably can't hear it, but it's loud. So yeah, I think that persuaded me a little bit. The idea of security, which I think all of us want at some point in our lives. Security. The ability to not worry about money. But I think it's kind of more of a choice too. I don't think our happiness has to depend on our checking account, but I'm definitely pretty bad at that. So it's something I'm working on. If you guys have any tips for me, please let me know. Because I feel like there's a lot of people our age that like have dreams that they want to pursue something bigger than just a 9-to-5. And there's nothing wrong with 9-to-5, but I think there's a lot of people that want to do something creative and it's scary. Because of finances, because art isn't paid as much unless you're at the top tier. So, actually, that's a good transition into another thing I really want to talk about with you guys, because I love ya, and that is Patreon. I made a vlog about this and got good responses from you guys, and basically in the vlog I said, I have been thinking about starting a Patreon. Is that a good idea? Would you guys support me? And a surprising amount of people said yes. And it's always been something in the back of my head, but I never thought I could do it because of the size of this audience. Like there's almost 7,000 of you who have subscribed. Only a few hundred of you watch like dedicated, like watch most of my content, which is fine. That's just how it works. There's a small percentage that watches everything. But then I also thought about if I could partner with 100, 2 or 3, whatever, 100, few hundred people, few hundred of you beautiful humans to partner with me on Patreon, I could realistically be full time. So yeah, I'm going to be dropping a Patreon sometime in February is the plan. And I've just been brainstorming the different tiers I want to offer because I genuinely want it to be valuable to you guys. I don't want it to just be, here's my money, now I'm going to watch your YouTube channel. Like, yeah, I mean, YouTube's free, like, and it should be free. I love that it's free. So I want, if you guys are going to pay me to do this, I want to actually give you content that no one else is going to see, and good content, not just throwaway stuff. So I'm thinking of doing 3 tiers at like $3, $6, and $9. And I think for the $9 one, I think I'm going to do a secret vlog. I'm thinking about calling it the Buford vlog or something like that. Something with Buford. Like, I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be fun to have like the secret clan of the Bufords, and like you're the only people who get to see those videos. And I can just make it as crazy as I want, I guess. Because those people, I feel like, will understand what it is. You know, it's just goofy, and entertaining, and like hopefully valuable to you too. Something about doing a secret vlog, live streams. I'm thinking about doing live streams of me editing videos and also just hanging out with you. So like having a chat window open and editing a video. And basically, if there's people in the comments who are like, hey, how are you doing this? I can be like, hey, this is what I do. This is how I edit this video. This is me actually editing a video. And then if there's just some people there that are like, yeah, we don't care about your videos or how you edit them, like we can just hang out and chat and like ask each other questions, like live Q&A, live hangout, something kind of cool like that where it can satisfy the creative like video people and just people who watch for the entertainment side of things. And then the struggle has been trying to figure out what the lowest tier should be, the $3 one. And I'm still brainstorming that, but I'm thinking of doing like shout outs of all of my patrons at the end of my video. So I'll just do like some sort of goofy shout out to everybody who's a patron. And then maybe the ability to like offer topics for the podcast. I think that would be really cool. And yeah, so we'll see. I'm finalizing all that stuff, writing it down, putting it in my brain, coming up with titles for each tier. So if you are listening, if you've listened this long, God bless you, you beautiful daughter or son of God. And let me know if that sounds interesting to you. If not, that's cool too. And yeah, let's get to those comments about last week's episode. I gotta find them. Okay, so this first comment is from Shires Kevin on Instagram. I think all of these are from Instagram, maybe one YouTube. And it was really sweet. He said, hey dude, in your podcast you said to say something that we are thankful for. I met you and Earthgroans in Omaha, that's my band. 3 buddies and I came all the way from Carroll, Iowa. I was dead broke, but knew I needed something to pick me up. The outlet of the music was amazing. It forced me to be grateful for being willing to sacrifice security for serenity when it's necessary. That's hilarious. I was just talking about security. That's so cool. Wow. He continued, I had just lost my job, and being at the show and meeting you and your bandmates gave me the motivation to be excited for my future instead of being ashamed and resentful of my past. Oh my gosh. I'm like close to crying right now. Keep it together. Okay. That's really beautiful. Let's see. I brought $10. It was a $1 show. I paid for myself and felt led to pay for the next 4 people behind me. I wanted to give my thanks for the show and the sense of revaluation of my intent with my actions. Let me read that one more time. I wanted to give my thanks for the show and the sense of reevaluation of my intent with my actions. Okay. I wanted to buy a hat, but it was more than the $5 I had left after paying for the next 4 people in line at the show. Jeremy, that's the vocalist of my band, Jeremy saw me looking at the hat, and I told him what I did with paying for the next people, and he cut me a deal. Jeremy's a good boy like that. He's a very sweet man. I would have charged you double. Just kidding. I love you. I wear my hat and spread the word about how important your music and actions are for inspiring me in the darker times I go through. It's elementally crucial for freeing my mind and teaching me lessons. I'm grateful for that, and it is a priceless blessing. Thank you. Much love. Whew, dang, man. When I asked you guys what you were grateful for last week, I was not doing it with the intention of getting you to be thankful for things I'm involved in. I just meant anything in your life. So I'm just saying that so I hope this doesn't come off like arrogant or anything like that. Man, Kevin, love you so much. That's so beautiful. I hope you're doing well. This show must have been a really long time ago because we only have done $1 tour. We called it the Dollar Brawler tour, and I feel like that's been at least like 2 years ago. I could be wrong, but much love back to you, homeboy. That's so sweet that you paid for those 4 people, and that music is so elemental for the freeing of your mind and teaching you lessons. I agree, honestly, though. Like, whenever I'm doubting playing music or being in a band or whatever, it's when I'm on stage and like talking to people at the shows that I'm like, okay, this is it. Like, even if I never make money, even if our van breaks down, which it did, whatever, no matter the circumstance, this is why I do it. Like, that freedom on stage, playing music, and like just that high, it's a really interesting feeling. And then like it feels like freedom, man. It feels like no negativity can stop you, and like no judgment. And especially I feel like with heavy music, I've played a lot of different kinds of music live, but like with heavy music, I'll be playing live and going crazy, and like I'll start to think of negative things in my life sometimes, and it's like I feel like I can physically fight back against that. Like I can like move my body and kick the air, or like that's like my worship and my freedom too. So I understand you, brother. Love you. That's beautiful. I gotta try not to cry. All right, we're back, and we have no tears today. We do have coffee. This is coffee from the Well here in Nashville. I grinded it myself. I grinded it myself, and it's delicious. It's so good. Okay, here is comment number 2, and this is from Brian Lane. Interesting. Brian was the guitarist of Jeremy's old band. And he's done some design work for us. I think he designed our original logo, actually. I forget. Brian, remind me. I'm sure you will. I love you. Good to hear from you in the comments, dude. Thanks for leaving a message. So here's what Brian says. Hey, Zach, I'm enjoying the podcast so far. Thanks, Brian. It's a nice little treat to listen to at work on Wednesdays. That's cool. That makes me so happy. I liked what you said about going back to tell your past self what they would be doing in the present. That seems to be a good reality check of your appreciation level for what you're doing now. It is, yeah. It's making me more thankful for the life I have right now. This is beautiful. I guess I think of discontent this way. It's because you're not as happy as you think you could be, ? Or is it because you just have a drive to progress? I have known people who fit into both categories. I guess my advice to anyone would be to try and follow what makes you happy. And if doing one thing for too long isn't what brings you enough joy, why are you going to stick with it? Life is short, and other cliche phrases. Okay, anyways, keep it up. And this is in brackets. Oh, whatever. He said, okay, anyways, keep it up if it is what brings you joy, and I'll keep tuning in. It was nice to have a guest last time, but I also just enjoy your thoughts when it's just you. So mix it up or something. Oh, Brian, I love that. I love that. I just like the way you speak. I like the way you type. I like that he kind of like directly asked me that question, I feel like. But I think this can apply to all of us. This is how he thinks of discontentment. Is it because you're not as happy as you think you could be, or is it because you just have a drive to progress? I actually think it's both for me. Because when I think about my future, I feel like I'm thinking about, in the future, there's a chance that I could get enough money from doing YouTube to be happy. But in the past, like in college, or when I was just leaving college, I was thinking, well, in the future, I could be making enough money from freelance to be happy, to pay my bills. But then that happened, and I still wasn't like happy. And now I'm struggling with that too. It's like I'm full-time freelance. I'm creating a lot of content. I have no other job. I'm in an awesome band, and it's like, some people might not think it's awesome, but it's like, yeah, I think I'm too focused on what's ahead. I'm not being present. So that's what I'm working on, and these questions that you're asking me are seriously helping. Or is it because you just have a drive to progress? Yeah, I think that can be an addiction, like progress and numbers. And one thing I've talked about with Zach Thayer, who was our first guest, is comparison syndrome. And actually just yesterday, there's this YouTuber, photographer dude named Sterling. And he was on one of my favorite YouTube channel's podcast. His name's Matt Diavella, is the channel that Sterling was featured on. And after he was featured on Matt's channel in his podcast, his channel started to blow up a little bit. And I was looking, he was like up to however many subscribers I had at the time, and he had like 4 or 5 videos. And I was like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, I have hundreds of videos. And I feel like they're somewhat entertaining. And so I started to compare myself, because yesterday he posted, he's like, just crossed 10,000 subscribers. And I was like kind of jealous, but at the same time, it's like, it's fine. You know, that's really cool for him. He's a funny dude. He does make good videos. I've actually talked to him on Instagram a little bit. I tried to meet up with him when I was in Denver, and he's a man of the Lord. He's a sweet boy. I hope to do some videos with him in the future, but I do. I think I have this drive for progress and success that can kind of pull me out of my present beauty, you know? And I was actually just listening to some music right before this podcast, just trying to like, I was eating some food and chilling out, and this song came on, and the last line just said, heaven is where you are. And dude, that just like, it wrecked me, dude. Heaven is where you are. And I think in the song, it was a worship song, so I think it was saying like, heaven is where God is, like, so have God in your life or something like that. But I kind of saw it, I guess it kind of applied to my current context, and it felt like it was like speaking to me, just like heaven can be where you are, whether you're on like the side of a curb, broken down, like your car's smoking, or in a pool house or a hot tub with your friends, with fat stacks in that wallet. You know, like heaven can be wherever you are, like no matter how poor or rich. So yeah, I don't think it's as much of a money thing as I make it, or as a lot of people make it. I think it's contentment. So love you, Brian. Thank you so much for watching, dude. That's so cool. I'm glad this is a treat for you, to listen to this on Wednesdays. I'm going to keep this consistent for a year at least, and hopefully it grows and we can do like multiple episodes a week. Yeah. So we got one other comment, and this is from Erica, and she is a frequent commenter on my YouTube's videos. She says, another great podcast. Having guests would be great on the podcast. The one with your friend Zach was great. Good luck with the new opportunity. I know that has got to be a difficult decision between being with the band and having a steady paycheck. Praying the Lord guides where he wants you to be. Yeah, thank you so much, Erica. And I know from the comments you've lost a loved one recently, and I'm sorry. And I love you. I hope you're doing well, seriously. And you said you were taking it day by day, so hopefully this can cheer you up a bit. Hopefully just being with your family is helping. Let's get back to your comment. I'm grateful for my 3 boys and husband, our family. Especially now that I lost my mom, I can see how much family means and how our time with them is precious. The Free State of Jones movie is awesome. Oh yeah, I talked about that last week. The contentment question, ... Wow, ... That is a good one. I just try and find contentment daily. Be happy for the day that was given to me. Life is so stressful. I think finding contentment is difficult for a lot of us. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Erica. I love that. I just try and find contentment daily. Be happy for the day that was given to me. Yeah, man, that's a That's so good. And I think it is a daily battle. I don't think it's like a one-time victory. I think it's a daily fight. And realization, like realizing that you woke up. Like, I'm awake today. Like, got breath in my lungs. I got skin on my face. Got long eyelashes that are on the borderline of feminine, which is fine because equality. But yeah, that's really beautiful. We can find contentment every single day. I love that. Thank you, Erica. You're awesome. You're wonderful. Keep commenting. It's so cool. So awesome to hear from you on all my videos. It's so fun to respond to you guys on every video and just get to know you a little bit through the comments. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, I'll just when I was with Jaren this past week, he had a comedy show in Joplin. That was like the last thing we did together, Joplin, Missouri. And we went to Starbucks there right before the show just to get some coffee. And dude, my friend Joel from college was in that Starbucks. It was so random. He was just chilling there. And it was like one of those, like, this is so weird moments. And so I got to catch up with Joel. Hi, Joel. I know you watch my videos. And he came to the show that night, so we got to chill. And he got to hear his little chipmunk laugh the whole time, which is cute. And I'll actually be putting up a vlog that he will be in. But it might be up yesterday, Tuesday, because today's Tuesday. You're watching this maybe on Wednesday or a day after. There's a vlog out there with Joel in it at some point in the future or past or an alternate reality. Just burped a little bit. It's this coffee. But yeah, so I got to see Joel. I feel like I ran into someone else. Oh, yesterday in the airport when I was flying home from KC to Nashville, my friend Will Studioso, who's also a friend from college, was at the airport, and we ran into each other, and it was another like, what the heck are you doing here moment. So that was really cool. We were on the same flight too. I didn't get to sit by him because he's a fancy guy and was up in first class, and I was in the back row, as far back as you can get without sitting on the flight attendant's lap. It was, and usually I'm fine with it. I don't care that much, but turns out I sat next to a guy whose butt wanted to be on my leg the whole time. His butt just kept kind of like acting like a slug and like kind of like crawling up onto my thigh the whole time. And because like he was kind of leaning on the window like this. So the window was on his right. His left butt cheek was kind of jumping up onto my right leg, trying to become friends with it. And he's just kind of sleeping. So he could have like scooted up and just sat up normal and been fine, but he just kind of wanted to get to know me a little better. And then I had another gentleman of large stature on my left. So I was just kind of this little boy like in the middle of these two thick boys for an hour and 10 minutes. But at least the flight was super turbulent and we were just rocking into each other the whole time. So that was nice. But it was a good flight and I'm glad to be home. I got home last night and just chilled out, hung out with my sister, finished season 2 of Ozark, which is, dude, it's so good. If you're into filmmaking, I highly encourage you to watch that show. There's a little bit of the nudities in that show. But if you can get past that, there is some beautiful images. And I just love the color. It's a really like dark aesthetic. It's very earthy. There's like the greens and blues are so rich. And yeah, it was shot in Georgia primarily. And I'm actually going to Atlanta this coming weekend to work with my friend Kevin Johnson. He's the guy who directs and shoots like The Silent Planet, Fit for a King. A lot of those big solid state music videos, Kevin does those. And he hired me to shoot camera on the upcoming Oh Sleeper video. So I'm really pumped about that. So doing that this weekend, and I guess it'd be cool if I could get him on the podcast, but I kind of doubt it because we're going to be so tired when we're done. But I'll let you know how it goes. There's a lot happening in between here and now. So I love you guys. Let me know your thoughts on the Patreon thing because I'm going to do it. And I just need a few hundred of you to support, really. And it's gonna be cheap. Like, you could at least do $3, just so I can keep content consistent, and then hopefully eventually like kind of cut off the freelance side of things, and so I can just focus on hanging out with you guys and making videos for you guys, because it's the absolute joy of my life, and I love you so much for it. But I'm content for what I have. God bless. So yeah, this has been Help Me Out Here. I'm Zach. I love you all so much. Thanks for chilling with me. Hopefully this video doesn't look too gritty, but I'm going to try my best to make it look like I'm Jason Bateman's rejected younger cousin. And I love you all. See you later. Goodbye.